Hey, fellow babies, and welcome to the show that no matter what, through thick and thin, will always wish you nothing but wet spots and hard-ons. It's the 42 Show.
Okay, and once you've wiped that up, we'll do some news instead. And we've got some news here they're not going to cover tonight. Like the smuggler was caught with hundreds of tarantulas strapped to his body. The man was caught trying to smuggle hundreds of endangered spiders of insects out of Peru. Lovely.
They're crawling on me. Shit!
I know. Can you imagine it? But also, a teacher has claimed sexual harassment after a student hugged her. The 10-year-old student has been placed on a no-hug policy after the child is accused of intimately hugging the teacher multiple times. Dirty 10-year-olds these days, I don't know.
Get some of those titties, baby.
And also, there's a couple who have been happily married for over a decade. Sent their DNA test to 23andMe to, find out a bit about their ancestry.
Oh, no.
It turns out they're cousins. And they have 3 children. Who
miraculously have survived. So. Wow. And I guess you could kind of say the same about this guy, except I'm not sure it's miraculous, and I think a lot of people would kind of wish that he hadn't. But that's Kennedy Jr., Secretary of Health and Human Services. Trump's nomination has prompted widespread criticisms here towards Kennedy here. He's an anti-vaccine activist who has embraced a slew of other debunked health-related conspiracy theories. People, this is this is Trump's man for the job.
The one with the brainworm.
Yeah, exactly. That's in this. In a Truth Social post, Trump claimed that Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies, and that Kennedy will restore these agencies to the traditions of gold standard scientific research and beacons of transparency to end the chronic disease epidemic and to make America great and healthy again. I'm sorry, but that's such a load of.
I'm starting to think we've actually slipped into an alternative universe. I'm sure it wasn't like this when we left.
Yeah. So you have, if you're playing along at home, people, there's a way you play this game. When he says "Make America Great," you cross it out with a crayon and write in "ruined." Right. So this is how we're playing this tonight. Okay. In response to Kennedy's nomination, Public Citizen, a progressive nonprofit organization focusing on consumer advocacy, said Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is a clear and present danger to the nation's health. He shouldn't be allowed in the building at the Department of Health and Services, let alone be placed in charge of the nation's public health.
Yeah, he might infect everyone with brainworms.
And you can't make policy when you've got the vice president fucking your couch in the other room. So, it's just.
So you can say the vice president inside your head.
Yeah. Well, the worm had to come from somewhere, right? Here's another one here. Donald Trump's bungling of public health policy during the COVID pandemic cost hundreds of thousands of lives. By appointing Kennedy, Trump is courting another policy-driven public health catastrophe, the organization added. That's that Public Citizen. Apurva Akkad, an infectious disease physician at the University of Southern California, called the announcement a scary day for public health. I'm saying this over and over, but it will be of the utmost importance to only make public health decisions or changes based on robust evidence. I hope we have at least learned this much from COVID. There's conservative pundit and lawyer George Conway commented on this. Very little of what Trump does now amazes me. Any one of the last 3 of Trump's cabinet level picks, Gabbard as DNI, Gates there as Attorney General, and RFK for all of this madness, standing alone would arguably have been the worst in American history. The fact that Trump made all 3 in a span of 24 hours is it's astonishing. And this is that Conway, George Conway.
is astonishing.
Yeah. Robert Garcia, Democratic representative from California, called the nomination fucking insane. Writing on X, he's a vaccine denier and a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist. He will destroy our public health infrastructure and our vaccine distribution systems. This is going to cost lives. I like that. It's just fucking insane. I like that guy. And Alistair McAlpine, a pediatric physician up in British Columbia here at the Children's Hospital, wrote, "It's hard to overstate what a terrible decision this is. RFK Jr. has no medical training. He's a hardcore anti-vaxxer and misinformation peddler. The last time he meddled in a state's affairs, Samoa, 83 children died of measles. He took advantage of a thing that happened and made people scared of measles vaccinations. And then when there was an outbreak, a whole whack of people died." That's the reference there. This guy is dangerous as all hell, and he now has a position of power as it pertains to the health and welfare of your average American. Be scared, people. Be scared.
Don't get ill.
No doubt. Yeah.
Don't get ill.
Yeah. And if you're coming up here to get fixed, we get prepared for a bill. All right. It's, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's Shills Central.
Yeah. I'm opening a hospital. Yeah.
You might as well. You know, you're more qualified than he is.
Yeah. I care more, so you know.
No, you don't. Well, talking about people who aren't particularly ill, the face of a suspected vampire who was buried with restraints to prevent her returning from the dead has been reconstructed by scientists using DNA, 3D printing, and modeling clay. This goes back to clay, doesn't it? In the end, the team of scientists recreated what they think the 400-year-old woman's face looked like. Her name was Zozia, and she was named by locals. It was found in 2022 by a team of archaeologists from the university in Poland. She was entombed in an unmarked cemetery in northern Poland, secured in a place with an iron sickle across her neck and padlocked by the foot.
Jesus, man. Wow.
Yeah, they were making sure that she could not get out. And it was believed at the time that this held magical properties protecting against vampires. So that's the olden version, apart from the stakes through the heart and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But analysis of Zozdia's remains suggests that she was about 18 to 20 years old when she died and suffered from a health condition which would have caused fainting, severe headaches, and possible mental health issues. Wait a minute. That's just a woman, isn't it? There'll be letters. But the bone structure was combined with information on gender, age, and ethnicity, and approximate weight to estimate the depth of facial features. Yeah, this is an old technique, but they're like moving into the future with this. They've they made model up in 3D, and then you could make her come back to life. Wow. I mean, that's what they say. They say the guy says. It says, what does it say? He says, "We have done everything we can in order to bring her back to life. I hope not. She's a fucking vampire."
I'm just going to say, what if it turns out she really was a blood-sucking maniac freak, Yeah,
I'll just pull this stake from her heart, see what... No, she's biting me! Get her off!
Yeah. No, not again.
Yeah, just leave him alone. Yes. Didn't you see the warning signs? The sickle and the padlock.
That's like, no, I'll just go in and check the spooky house alone. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
God, people are stupid,
Scientists say.
Yeah. So there's few things in life that are worse than a spam caller. I think we can all agree on that. But O2, that big phone company, they have created an AI tool that sounds like an elderly grandmother to keep the scammers on calls and away from the actual public. So the scammer calls and gets the AI that's pretending to be a grandmother, right? So
wait a minute, let me just get my glasses.
But I can't find the any key. Right? So they created this so-called scam baiting tool in response to research, which found that 7 in 10 people want to get their, comeuppance on the scammers, but they don't really, it's not their wheelhouse to do it. So the firm said it worked with some other leading scam baiters and people who take it on and whatnot, and they came up with the AI tool known as Daisy. And it's already on the job and working. It's been keeping numerous scammers on calls for up to 40 minutes or so at a time, frustrated them with meandering stories and explanations about tech things. And oh, yeah, totally, right?
Excuse me, madam, are you on a Windows machine? Oh, Windows. I remember when we had Windows fitted to our old cottage. It was a lovely day. It was really sunny.
Exactly, right? Yeah. So I applaud the effort big time, because if you can't get rid of them all, you could at least have them wasting their time profusely. And what better way to make them think, yeah, I got an old person, this is going to be easy pickings, and then just to get screwed over.
What they should just do is redirect all the calls to that Browning guy. They've got the scam baiter on YouTube.
Yeah.
He's just getting all the calls.
Yeah, that's a funny one. Yeah, totally.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So let's see here. Where are we now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So Norwegian fishermen who were set out for a routine expedition got a rather unexpected catch earlier this week when they managed to entangle an American nuclear-powered attack submarine.
Whoa!
Oh, we got a big one. It could be a tuna. But the island boy, a humble 10-meter long fishing vessel, so it's not big, left port on the stunning island of Submarine, high above the Arctic Circle on Monday, and having scooped hundreds of kilos of fish in a lucrative haul worth about £1,000 or £1,500. It doesn't sound a lot, if you ask me. They redeployed the nets for a second go. But moments later, the trawling equipment was torn clean off the side of the ship by an unsuspecting USS Virginia, 7,800-ton, 150-meter-long fast attack behemoth.
Wow.
It just went round.
That's kind of shitty on the subs part, though. I mean, pay attention, man. You're screwing with somebody's livelihood,
Yeah.
Dude's at the helm going, watch this. I'm just going to buzz them like an airplane at the tower,
Yeah. Moments later, the trawling equipment was torn off the side. Hang on, wait a minute. The state-of-the-art submarine, the lead ship in its class, was sailing silently through the waters northeast of Submarine, having recently left the Arctic Circle of Tromsø. When it inadvertently swept into the entire lane of halibut nets. Harold Engen, one of the 3-member crew on board the boat, told how he had just reset the nets and were making their way back to shore when the Coast Guard raided them in to say the submarine has got caught into our halibut nets and has towed the 2 nautical miles toward the open sea. So it's being dragged out to sea.
See, that shows it. Yeah, the sub guys are assholes. They're dragging them,
Yeah. Well, what was that? Yeah, they lost the net. They lost the net, and it cost about like 20,000 Norwegian kroner to replace one there. So it's about $7,000 or $8,000. So they're down in financially, even though they got a great fishing haul. They didn't snag the big one.
Yeah.
So the net is now at the bottom of the sea. It's gone.
I think after they regroup, they're installing some cannons and they're going to go out and hunt the bitch because they want to get there.
Yes, it's Moby Dick all over again. Get rid of nets. We're going to put depth charges on the back of the boat from now on.
Yeah.
There was a BBC drama series a couple of years ago now where the similar story happened, and basically the submarine dragged the boat down into the ocean. And this is a fairly common occurrence. It happens a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. They should, look out the front window more often and see where they're going.
What, the submarine?
I know. A couple of shout outs here. We got UTV and Ham in the chat sent in a $53 direct donation just as the show was starting off to cover the cost and general support for the channel. Cheers and Slava Ukraine from UTV. Big shout out, UTV and Ham. Thank you very much. And then we had a couple of really cool member messages here. One's from UTV and Ham. Thank you all for making me feel welcome around here. And then Super Chat Matt came in. Thank you all for making me feel welcome here as well. Just like UTV and Ham with a big smiley face. So that was awesome. That was cool, guys. Right on. Let's see here. Is it my turn? Okay, right. And I'm not ready yet. Oh, yeah. So it wouldn't be another week without Microsoft doing something scummy. And earlier this year, Microsoft's Edge browser was automatically starting up on some PCs and trying to import Chrome tabs without consent, right? And they did do an update to stop it from doing that. So what did Microsoft just start doing the other day? When you start a Windows 11 computer, this isn't everybody yet, but it'll get there. Chrome Edge pops up and instantly says, "Would you like to import your Chrome tabs and bookmarks and stuff now?" And again, Microsoft just can't stop themselves from making the experience worse because they need every trick in the book they can find to try to get more of your information so they can sell it to make even more goddamn money. Right? Because that's what's going on. The only reason anybody wants their browser to be popular is it is the portal where all your internet stuff goes on. And as such, they have huge records of what you do, and Microsoft want a piece of it. So this is why they're playing dirty pool again. And
the funny thing is, when the tab comes up asking you if you want to import all your Chrome tabs and everything into Edge, it says you say no, and then another popper says, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
No. Really? Are you really sure?
Exactly.
Because I'm just going to ask you again.
I'm going to shoot the bunny if you click that button, right? But it's terrible. And this is on top of the fact that Microsoft is facing at least one thing with the FTC for antitrust behaviors right now. And they're also facing something in the EU for similar behaviors. Microsoft has faced antitrust suits in previous jurisdictions before as well. And the bottom line here is the punishments for these massive breaches of consumer trust are never enough to make it so the company won't do it again. They're always going to do it again because they make so much off this scummy, asshole-ridden behavior that paying the fines is worth it, and they just tolerate it and keep going. So, like, everybody out there who's taken people to court over antitrust and blah, blah, and whatnot in all the different jurisdictions of the world, do better. Properly punish these companies. $500 million fine to Microsoft is like Bill Gates just having to give up one cigar in a day. It's nothing,
Yeah, I mean, PJ in the chat says he just installed Linux Lite on a friend's laptop that was struggling with Windows. I'm really surprised, like, more people on the Windows and the PC side aren't swapping to Linux and stuff like that.
There's more and more gaming on Linux and everything. There's a decent, good argument for Linux really taking off in popularity. Apple's getting a little gatekeeper-ish and whatnot as well. And this studio that I have now, an Apple studio, could be my last Apple product as well, because I might just go back to building a PC and running everything on Linux. I'll have all the software support I need by then. But, anyway, that's a topic for Hangout after, right? Yeah. Where is Dunk going here? Let me find the right. Okay, I'm ready.
I can't remember. Yeah, some potty British people. Yeah, because thousands of rowdy British revelers dressed up as nuns, inflatable penises, and gimps have taken to the streets of Benidorm for the Animal Bad Taste Fancy Dress Party. The event in the city's famed English zone is billed as Europe's biggest costume party and expects to draw as many as 30,000 visitors. Now in its 34th year, the festival has become a regular fixture for the British tourists who have been flocking to the Mediterranean city on Spain's coast since the 1960s. It's funny now all the Spanish people are getting up in arms and they want to get the Brits out.
Yeah.
They want the tourists. Yeah. This is why.
Yeah, we only want your money and fish.
Oh. Yeah, but however, the event has become known as a front against wokery, with previous attendees coming dressed as Just Stop Oil protesters and migrants in inflatable boats.
That is funny.
Yeah. The parade has put charity in the spotlight, with revelers collecting funds for those hit by Spain's devastating floods. So that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Brits helping out the rest of the people in Spain, but sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, those are funny costumes there. And I do both of them are bad taste. It's yeah.
Should have been beans on toast, cheese on top.
I like proper home baked, like real baked beans, but those Heinz beans in a can are just. I mean, I wouldn't even feed them to a sick to stray dog. You know,
you probably get a different recipe over there anyway compared to us.
Oh, it's terrible. It's awful. Canada did a thing today, which is actually good.
Wow, well done, Canada.
Yeah, a royal assent, which is some stupid way we have of saying passing bills and stuff. Royal assent was granted to 2 right-to-repair bills last week that amend Canada's Copyright Act to allow the circumvention of technological protection measures, TPMs as they're referred to. If this is done for the purposes of maintaining or repairing a product, including any related diagnosing, and to make the program or a device in which it is embedded interoperable with any other computer program, device, or component. Now that's a lot and it's a big deal, but it's not only about repair, but if somebody tries to brick a device and take it off the market and stuff, this allows us to get around that and keep a thing going. Like that Spotify car thing just had happened to it. People have fixed it. And this is a long way to making it so it's legal for us to do these things. It's a really good step, except like so many governments, us Canadians screwed the pooch on this one as well, because there's no provisions in this whatsoever for the companies to provide the tools so you can actually get this stuff done. And that means that it's all kinds of, hacker type actions and stuff to get this. And so it means that for the average human being that just has a doorbell camera that was, shut off by the company, the odds of you ever getting it working again are 0. Right. But at least it's not illegal to try and break it so that you can use it. Right. So it is a good first step. It's just weak.
Yeah. Well, what they'll end up doing is inventing some new kind of security security kind of like fasteners that are different to the ones you can get. You can get all their little fasteners, the screw head things and widgets to open something up. But they'll invent a new one. Yeah. It's a different shape that you can't get. Get into it.
Yeah, totally.
Or they just glue it.
Yeah. So what happened is the Canadian government caved to the lobby as if the lobby actually had something to say that wasn't based on profit only. So, but at least it's a good first step. Hopefully things keep pushing on, moving forward, and we get to a point where we get some real right to repair and right to ownership action. We'll see. Where are you now?
It'll be interesting if the right to repair, we lose the right to repair things. There'll be a drop in sales of spanners.
Oh, Yeah, but back in the day, you always had the backyard mechanic that thought he could fix your car, but would screw up the carburetor, make it run really lean, and then end up hurting the engine on you and things like that. You're going to have all kinds of backyard mechanics now for all kinds of things. Like even 10 years ago, there used to be a guy in every neighborhood that would fix cell phones for people. But nowadays, with all the glue and everything, half of those guys have just given up.
Yeah, it's more of a right to bugger up.
Yeah, exactly. A right to screw the pooch. So what the hell's going on there?
Yes. We thought of, politics. We thought we'd put a banana in for scale. No, Swedish minister's phobia of bananas has led to officials to insist rooms are free of bananas ahead of any meeting or visit.
Phobia.
The instructions from a gender equality minister, Paula Brandenburg.
What does that have to do with bananas?
Well, you should know that.
Are they trans bananas? They actually identify as oranges?
If you're about gender equality, bananas are going to be very obscene to you. But then all this has been leaked in emails and published on the Expression. But the weird tabloid quoted one of the leaked messages sent to the Norwegian Judicial Agency ahead of a VIP lunch as saying that she has a strong allergy to bananas. So it would be appreciated there are no bananas in the area where she will be staying.
Yeah.
Another email said, no bananas are allowed on the premises either. No, just clear the road of banana. Don't want to see a banana. Don't want to picture a banana. I don't want to smell bananas.
Yeah.
No banana yogurt. No, just no bananas. No one in a yellow suit. Yeah.
And no plantain either.
But yeah, they said this is an issue that she's apparently getting professional help with. I don't know how you wean someone onto bananas. Start with a cucumber first, paint it yellow. It's
Toss
banana.
her in the gorilla pen at the zoo for a weekend.
But anyway, she is reported to have posted on X in 2020 saying that she has the world's weirdest phobia of bananas. But the post has apparently since been deleted. So there you go. But banana phobia can cause serious symptoms like anxiety and nausea and can be triggered by seeing or smelling the fruit.
Probably triggered by a boyfriend who got a little too creative playing sexy in the kitchen.
Wait. If that's your penis, what have I got in?
No! Oh no. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, we're okay here. So
get out of that.
Yeah. Here.
And now for something completely different.
Wrong zone.
Yeah. So this chick here, first off, she's 79 years old. So good on you, right? She was hauled off a flight by armed police because she found the tuna sandwich they had sold her for $9 was disgusting. And she said, no, take it back. I'm not going to give you the £9, right? Forget it. Or €9. This is just like, she looked at it and just went, I'm not taking that. And it got to the point where the cabin crew came out and they're like, look, lady, this is an airplane, not a restaurant. And then she said, no, I don't want the sandwich, never mind. And armed officers with guns and batons escorted her from the plane when it landed. She's a retired secretary from somewhere in the UK there. Police were standing there waiting with guns and at first she was like, I have no idea what's going on here. And then she turned around to like address somebody that was still on the plane as she was being removed. And she says, I think I'm being arrested over a sandwich. And the steward turned around. Will you shut up? I don't want you talking. And just like started screaming at her. And her and her daughter were taken off the plane and they were
shot.
They were marched through the airport and the security people just kept saying, no English, no English. And then when they were finally brought into an office where somebody could, speak to them properly, everything was wrapped up and they were like, oh, you can be on your way. So they realized the flight. Let me see here. Who is this? Jet2 Holidays. Somebody finally figured out that this is a bad situation. So they had landed where they were going to have their holiday, and all they did was stay in a hotel for 3 days, drinking some wine, just to get over the fact that they had just been treated like international criminals. And now the airline is kind of standing its back up and saying, oh no, they were like bad customers and they were unruly passengers. I don't care if she goes full Karen, dude. You don't march her off at gunpoint. What the hell is wrong with you people?
And she's thinking, it's a good job I didn't mention the dirty fork.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I know there used to be a time when the customer was always right. And then became the era of Karen. And now customer service is so quick to just say, oh, I'm sorry, but you're yelling at me and I'm going to hang up. And you're like, oh, I didn't yell at all, right? They just don't want to deal with a customer who's unhappy, right? And this is the epitome of that. Gunpoint removal of an airplane over a $9 sandwich. Get over yourselves, people.
Although, to be fair, we don't have any video footage of it. We don't know how mental she was on the plane.
Even still, though,
she might have been telling a slightly tamed down version of the story. We don't know.
I believe that we would already have seen this out if there was, and I believe that like social media, there must have been people recording it. Why aren't we seeing anything like it? No. Anyway. I just think it's ridiculous. Gunpoint over a sandwich? Simply make better food, you fucking assholes. Okay, anyway, okay, bananas.
Don't worry. We can blame it on the aliens. Because the Pentagon, as the latest report on UFOs, has revealed hundreds of new reports of unidentified and unexplained aerial phenomena, but no indication suggesting any extraterrestrial origin, as you would expect. The review,
hey man, it's Eddie Torres, the extra testicle.
The review includes hundreds of cases of misidentified balloons, birds and satellites, as well as some of those that defy easy explanation, such as a near miss between a commercial liner and a mysterious object off the coast of New York. Yeah, well, while it's unlikely to settle any debates about alien life and all that kind of shit,
it's a plane. No, it's a bird.
The report reflects the heightened public interest in the topic and the government's efforts to
maybe on History Channel.
That's a gibberish. Oh, I should have told you to have Lou Elizondo waiting for us.
I looked for it. I can't find that. I did.
He's hidden away. But yeah, because there's loads of this article, but we've got plenty of time left to come up with another story. But yeah, it's just they've covered like 757 cases from around the world that were reported to U.S. authorities from May the 1st, 2023 to June the 1st, 2024. 272 incidents that occurred before that time period had not been previously reported. So they had a few extras in from other time periods. Right. But the majority of the reports, they were just normal stuff. 49 occurred at altitudes estimated between 100. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, it really doesn't matter because like I say, most of it is just like they're identified as birds, balloons, aircraft, drones, satellites, or whatever. A lot of it's the Starlink satellite images. Seeing those in the sky.
That's happening a lot. Yeah.
They're being misconfused.
Fucking Musk confusing people again.
Yeah, but there are some that get through that remain unexplained, but quite simply because there's just not enough details. If someone just says, "Oh, I saw a thing in the sky," and that's all you got to go on, well, then that case is going to be unsolved because you can't solve it.
It's ridiculous, though. It's like, hey, I wonder what that was. I'm not sure. Well, it must be aliens then. What? No?
Yeah. It's the only explanation.
Yeah. So what do we got? 2 minutes here. I'm going to slip this one in really quick. That's what he said.
Cheeky.
A California punk-ass little bitch teenager pleaded guilty on Wednesday involving cases that was all about swatting. He swatted a Florida mosque. He swatted schools and blah, blah, and people and the whole 9 yards. His name is Alan W. Filling in my ass. And he's 18 years old now. A lot of it happened when he was 16. And he literally tried to, start a SWAT for hire service. It's reckoned he's responsible for a good 360 swattings. Now, if you don't know what swatting is, I don't know how you couldn't. This guy is the punk ass little bitch who makes it so police show up with their guns drawn at your fucking front door, right? He did bomb threats at schools, a whole bunch of other stuff. He targeted some celebrities and politicians. And, oh, man, this guy is just an absolute horrid piece of crap. And I only have one question about the situation in its entirety. How the fuck, what's his name again here? What did I say? Alan, how the fuck did your parents do such a horrible job? When you do get let out of prison, I want you to go right home, kick your father in the nuts, and slap your mother because they are useless twits for raising a piece of trash like you.
Well, you can ask him all these questions because he's on the after show.
I would love that.
Yeah, I swatted a fly once. I was really pissed off when the police kicked down the doors, though, when they came in with guns.
Yeah. I was like, fly swatters, guys. What the hell? Yeah. So let's see here. It's 15, 14, 13. I'm not doing that anymore. We are having our after show right after this. Depending on how long we go and depending on how long Nick Suter and Viper and those doing the interview on In Time right now go, we might have them join us for some hangout time. And I don't really know after that. Thanks for joining us. And remember, tomorrow we've got Ukraine update. Car for Ukraine. We'll have more information on the thumbnail later this evening. Friends of Starskis and so on, they're going to be joining us. It's going to be some fundraising time. We're going to have a blast and see what we can do.
Say something clever. Something clever. The spare root of
And a big thanks to our team who help us with everything in the background. Man, we'd be screwed without them. We got Shayna running the Shills account tonight. Annette has landed. She's in West Coast now and getting all set up. She'll be back on the channel soon. We got PJC Nets, Chris Lundy, and Super Chat Matt. So big thanks to the team, everybody.
And thank you, everybody, for all your super chats, all those donations, all those sort of things. You did cover all those, didn't you? Yes, you did.
I think so.
I think you did. I can't remember. We'll check afterwards.
Yeah.
And but don't forget to hit like on the way out and all that kind of stuff, and don't forget to share us out. Share us out on social media. Share us out in a government report about UFOs. I don't care how you do it, as long as you share us out and tell the world that we are here and we are waiting for them with big open arms. Don't forget to leave a comment in the after the show in the comment section, because YouTube likes the things that you like us or something like that. I don't know why, but it's super important. And we'll see you all in the after show. Until then, stay silly, I guess.
Yeah, here, I'm dropping the after show link in the chat right now, everybody. See you over there. Take care, fellow babies. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.